Hey YouTube, I am Tiberius and you're about to watch an edited recording of a Twitch stream. You can check out my Twitch using the link in the video description. If you enjoy the content, please consider giving it a like and subscribing to my channel. Thank you, and enjoy the video. Let's open this up and see what we got. I presume we can just browse the site. Yes, okay, good. What is this? Dark reader? Okay. So we have this to-do thing. Let me zoom in a bit. Prioritize. Title. Test. Let's do this. Add an item.
New subscription received. Dispensing gratitude. Gratitude dispensed.
Is this injectable? Like, can I do that? No. Damn. Alright. Okay, test 2. Let's do... Right, so if we do... I'm guessing there's an order by SQL injection. Yeah. Interesting. So... this is gonna look like... select all from to do or something where not even that, order by title. I would imagine. So we can't get errors out of it. I don't think we can do unions after orders. I mean, we should try at least, shouldn't we? Let's go to SQL Fiddle. We'll get a sample schema. Let's just do select all from docs, order by ID. So basically that's what we've got here. Can we then do a union? Select, and then we need 1, 2, 3. No. Yeah, so you can't do a union and an order by. I imagine what we have to do is some kind of... So this isn't really beginner level SQL injection if you're injecting into an order by. I know SQL map can figure it out. I think the way it figures out, because you can inject subqueries, I believe. Yeah. So imagine you could just do, can we do sleep statements? I mean, let's just try it. Let's just put title in parentheses. That should be fine. Can I do select 1? Okay, so I'm gonna actually open my course stuff. Because I imagine what we're supposed to do is like some kind of either Boolean or error-based blind SQL injection. I imagine. Actually, I guess the first thing we should try is like whether we can just do this. We can't. Okay. Well, actually, hang on. Should probably just do that. So can we do stacked queries? We got to figure out what kind of database this is. We could try some very simple, like just do a sleep 10. Try PG sleep. Oops, that's PG underscore sleep. No. Robots.txt? I mean, yeah, if you want. Nope. The other thing, obviously, we could, even if we aren't trying this, what we could try and do is injecting into the actual. No, okay.
New subscription received. Dispensing gratitude. Gratitude dispensed.
So we need to basically, yeah, I think time-based is where we're going to have to go, I think. So can I just order by sleep 10? No. Can I order by select sleep 10? PG sleep 10? The only other thing it might be is SQLite, I guess. So can we just do this? Okay, it's SQLite. So there isn't a sleep statement in SQLite. However, what you can do is this weird payload. And effectively it's kind of weird, right? So you're generating a random blob of this size, converting it to hex, converting it to uppercase, and then you're doing this like with A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and this kind of makes it sleep for 10 seconds. It's not like completely accurate. I could send it again. And so if I actually reduce the size of my screen here, and if I put this here, look, you'll see it says 7 milliseconds, right? So if I take this 10 and replace it with a 5, we would expect this to go to like 3 milliseconds, sorry, 3 seconds. Or just fail, apparently. That's interesting. Why is that happening? Alright, what happens if I do 20 instead? I mean, it's working. It's clearly waiting for much longer. So, the point is, we've identified this as definitely SQLite. And I wonder... So if we do like select one where... Oops. Where 1 equals 1... Okay. I'm just trying to see if there's any kind of difference. We've got 5069 1 equals 2. 5069. Yeah, so it's not any different. I wonder if we can do Boolean Error Inferential. That might be the best way, actually. Because I don't really want to... what was I going to say? I don't really want to deal with like sleeps and stuff. So what we're going to do, we're going to try select case when 1 equals 1. Then load extension 1. Else 1 end. Okay, good. Perfect. Okay. So, what I've done here, chat, we're injecting into this order by, right? We're injecting effectively here. This is our injection. You can either give this what was I going to say? You can either give it an actual name of a column, right? So in this case, title is a column. Whoops. You can also give it a number like 1, ordered by 1, ordered by 2, ordered by 3, and then eventually you should get to a point where you can't. There you go. All right, this is basic union stuff, right? So to figure out the number of columns, if you order by 1 and that works, that means there's at least 1 column. If you order by 2 and it works, at least 2. We get 3, 4, 5. It broke, which means there are 4 columns in this table. Okay. So what we can do, we know there's at least 1 column, right? So if we replace this with a subquery, let's just select 1. Select 1 will return the number 1. So this query is identical to just this one. Order by 1. We don't have any errors, so we got to go through the different ways of doing SQL injection. The best form of SQL injection is union-based. Okay? So if we can inject a union statement, we can just see results here. Okay? We can't do a union statement because where our injection point is here, and we cannot inject after an order by. You have to inject here. Okay? So union is out. Error-based injection is also out because even if we do manage to trigger an error, there's no data here. This is just an internal server error. This isn't related to the database. The database is causing this error, but there's no database error messages here. All right. The only way you can exploit error-based SQL injection is if there are errors from the database shown in the error page. So we can't do error-based. So immediately we're on to the inferential SQL injections, of which there are mainly 2. So there's Boolean based and there's time based. There's also out of bound SQL injection. I don't think there's a way of doing out of bound with SQLite though. Okay, so we basically have two ways of doing it. So we have Boolean and we have time based. Okay. So the way Boolean works is you need, firstly, for Boolean to work in any case, you need to have a query that at least works functionally. It doesn't necessarily have to return actual results, but it needs to work. And what you would do, if you can, you would inject a statement which is always true and note the response, and you reject a statement that's always false and note the response. And as long as there's a difference, even if it's subtle, between those two responses, you can pretty much extract all information you want from the database. Very slowly, but you can. Time-based is pretty much identical. The only difference is if you're basically causing the database to sleep when something's true. Okay. What we're kind of doing though is because of the way we're injecting here, it's kind of difficult because we can't inject where, right? Once you're after an order by, you can't inject like a where statement or where conditional. Okay. So it's very
Thank you for following.
Weird, I guess. But what we can do is we can do something called Boolean Error Inferential. And what that means is Boolean Error Inferential. It basically means if we can make a true statement generate an error, right? I guess just capitalize it. And a false statement generate not an error, right? Then we have a way of determining whether something's true or false, whether an error occurs or not. And this error doesn't have to be doesn't have to contain any SQL stuff, all right? So we know from experience that we can generate errors, right? Internal server errors. And so what we do is there are specific queries you can give to databases. In fact, there's one for every single database type I know of, where you can say, hey, if 1 equals 1, then error out. And this is the one for SQLite. For a while, I didn't think one existed, and then I found one, which is crazy. So there's this load extension function in SQLite. It does not take a 1. Okay? If you give it a 1, it's going to error out. And then what you do is you just have this case. So a case is kind of like, just think of an if-else. So you say, hey, if 1 equals 2, load this extension, which doesn't work. Otherwise, return 1. Okay? Now we know returning 1 is fine, because if we do the select 1 at the start, we get a nice response. Okay? No errors here. However, if we run load extension at all, we're going to get an error. And so what we do is we put an always true, and obviously 1 equals 1 is always true. And then we know that load extension is going to fire, and it's going to crash, right? It's going to give this lovely internal server error. But if we ever give something that's false, it's going to return this. Okay? So what we can now do is we can start extracting data here. So I'm going to load my cheat sheet again, and we're going to... What should we do? What should we extract first? Maybe we should do the databases. Actually, no, SQLite is not going to be database. We should do tables. So what we should be able to do is do something like select table name from SQLite master, where type equals table. And obviously what we need to do here is we need to do some kind of substring, but we also need to do a limit. So I need to firstly substrings. So substrings in SQLite are just substr. Okay. We're going to do 1, 1. So basically, we're starting at the first character and we're going for 1 character. We need to here do a limit, and limits in SQL are SQLite, sorry. go. Just limit, right? So we can just do limit 1. Yeah. Okay. So if we do this, we then want, what we want to do is convert the letter. So I'm just scrolling down my cheat sheet. Here we go. Okay. SQLite has this Unicode function. So what we want to do, this substring is going to return a letter. Actually, you know what? We could probably just do equals letter. The clever way of doing this would be to actually convert to a Unicode letter, but we probably don't need to. If we just do something like equals A. Oh, did the wrong way. Let's do this. Equals A. Okay. So what I'm going to do is let's just even test this works. So we're going to go to intruder. We're going to put A here. We're going to put a tag on this. Go to payloads. A to Z. A to Z. And then hopefully that's going to work. So I'm just going to start the attack and we're going to see exactly what happens. So we don't care about 200s, we only care about 500s. Okay, perfect. So it did work. So basically, when I put a T here, or when intruder put a T here, we got a 500. Which means the first letter of whatever table name is first in the list is a T. Okay? What we can do, though, and what we probably should have done at the start, is figured out the length of the table. So let me go back and see if I can figure out the length. I believe length is just length. So instead of this, we're going to do length. Anyone not understanding what we're doing, by the way? So length of the table name, where the type is table, limit 1. And then all we're going to do here, we're going to make sure we have a sanity check. So greater than 0 should always crash. Does. Greater than 100 probably shouldn't crash. Great. So now what we can do is we can start doing, okay, is it greater than 10? It's not. Remember, if we get a good response, 200 okay, that means that whatever our statement we gave it is false. Okay? So we know it's not bigger than 10. Is it bigger than 5? It is not. Okay, so is it bigger than 3? Okay, so it could be 4 or 5. I'm guessing it's just going to be 4, right? No? Okay, so it's 5. The length of this table name is 5. Okay, so we have a table with 5 letters. That's good, because now what we can do is go back to intruder here. And I need to actually clear out this. It might be to-dos, but let's do it properly. So we know that this first one here is the position of the letter in the substring. So in this case, this is the first letter, and we want the length to be 1. Okay, so if I change this to a 2, it's going to extract the second letter, right? The length is still 1. So what we want to do here is we want to put another payload marker there. That now becomes the first payload marker. So we know that this value has to go between 1 and 5. Okay? So if we go to numbers, from 1 to 5, stepping up 1, and we don't want any fractions, so we just put zeros here. Okay, that's going to go from 1 to 5. I also need to set this to cluster bomb. And select payload 2. Now payload 2 again is the same thing. Let's just do the letters A to Z. Okay, so what we have here, we're going to iterate through numbers 1 to 5 of this first table name. And we're going to compare each of them to all the letters from A to Z. Okay, there's going to be 130 requests. So if we start the attack, hopefully, if this works, we're going to filter out 200s. We don't care about 200s. We care about 500s. And look at that. We get 5 of them. And if I now sort by payload 1, we now can spell the database name. To-dos. Lovely. So that was what we thought it was, right? So the table is to-dos. Okay. I'm going to... Oops, I don't want to do that. And now I'm going to consult my cheat sheet, and we're going to figure out how to get the number of columns. Okay. So the number of columns is interesting. So I'm actually going to send this to a new tab in Repeater. And what we're going to do is going to select the length of name from pragma table info to-dos. Don't actually need to do... Oh, no, I do. Okay. So this should give us a number of tables. So obviously 0 is going to be false. Oh, sorry, the number of columns. Oh, actually, no, we never gone for columns, right? It's 5, 4. Okay, I haven't done this right. Oh, length. What am I talking about? I need count. I'm just an idiot. Okay, count should be 4. Yeah. Okay, so there's 4 tables. So now what we can do is we can do the same basic thing. Okay, so we can do substring substring 1 from pragma tables limit 1. Okay, equals
Thank
a.
you for following.
All right, if we send that, we probably should. Yeah, that's fine. Good. Okay, so now what we can do, we don't actually know the length of this. Maybe we should have figured that out first. Yeah, we'll figure this out. Okay, so I'm actually going to go back. So now we can do length. All right, I'm kind of jumping all over the place. Okay, the length of the name from pragma table info limit 1. So basically we want the first one. Is it greater than 10? It's not. Is it greater than 5? It's not. Is it greater than 3? It's not. Is it greater than 2? It's not. So it's either going to be 1 or 2. All right, it's 2. It's probably ID, but we're going to do it properly. Okay, so to-dos has 4 columns we figured out. So the first column, 2 letters. All right, hang on a minute. I hate this autocorrect crap. All right, the second column, third column, and fourth column. Okay. So to figure this out, we now need to do limit 1 offset 1. That's going to give us the second column. So let's do the same thing again. Greater than 10, greater than 5, greater than 3. It is greater than 3, which means probably a 4 or a 5. Yeah, it's 5. All right, so now we know the number of letters. We can go back to intruder. So we're going to, so the first one was 2. So honestly, we just need to add one here, add one here. Go to cluster bomb. We can just do a simple list, to be honest. 1 and 2. Okay. And then this is going to be A to Z. I'm guessing this is just going to be ID. Let's figure it out. Get rid of all the 200s. It is. It's ID. Lovely. So these are the only 2 in the database, which means there must be another table in this database. Okay. So we need to find another table. So if we do limit 1 offset 1. Select length. Okay. Let's see, is it greater than 0? Should give it, yeah, okay. Greater than 5, greater than 3, equal to 4. It's probably flag, isn't it? Alright, well luckily we can just go back to, I believe it was this one. This is where we were figuring out the name of the table. So if we do limit 1 offset 1. So the reason why I figured this out, so we know that there's only 2 rows in that to-dos database, and I've added both of those. Sometimes there'll be like an extra to-do. If there were 3 and I've only added 2, there's probably like the flag is hidden in the first one or something, but because there's only 2 and I've added both of these, we know the flag's going to be somewhere else. Which means there's probably another date. Well, we know there's another database because this query came back and there's 4 4 letters in this table name. Sorry, not another database, another table. All right, so I think this should be fine. I can go just 1 to 4 instead of 1 to 5 though. And I mean, let's just try it. Screw it. See what happens. I'm guessing it's flag. It is flag. Lovely. Look at that. It's flag. So we have another database. Sorry, another table. I keep saying table. We have a table called flag. We need to figure out how many columns are in this table now. So what we can do actually is I think this was the day the request where I sent all these, right? Yeah, here we go. So we want to do all the way back. Count name from flag. Greater than 0, make sure it works. Okay, greater than 5, greater than 3, greater than 2. Okay, so it's equal to 2 then? It's equal to 1. So there's only 1 column in this database. Okay, in this table. Okay, cool. Now we can go all the way to the end again. Sorry, actually, no, we want the length of the table name. Sorry, the column name. Hang on a minute. We don't want the offset. Replace to-dos with flag. And then we can do greater than 0 just for a sanity check. Greater than 5. Greater than 3. Okay, it is greater than 3, so is it just equal to 4 then? It is. So it's probably just flag. I'm guessing. First call flag, but we're not going to guess. We're going to do this properly, chat. We're going to absolutely crush this. So we can go back here, and this is where we were selecting the name. So again, we can just do flag here. We don't want the offset. It's a 4 letter, so this should actually just be fine. So if we now filter out those, it's flag. Perfect. So the first column is flag. All right, now we need to figure out the length of the data in flag. So actually, yeah, we can just do length of the flag from flag. Is it greater than 0? Good. Is it greater than 10? Yes, it is. Here we go. Is it greater than 20? It is greater than 20. Is it greater than 30? It is greater than 30. I imagine it's not greater than 40. Is it equal to 32? No. Okay, interesting. Is it greater than 35? It is. Is it greater than 38? No. So now we can say, okay, is it 38? It is 38. Okay. Is that probably going to be like TryHackMe? Yeah. All right. So the flag is the length of the flag. Sorry, is 38 characters. Lovely. So what we can now do is we can modify this one. Actually, no. We're just going to modify this one. Go intruder. Clear out this. Okay. Select substr of flag 1 from flag equal to an A. Should be good. Okay, so we're going to do this one. We're going to do this one. Convert this to a cluster bomb attack. So the first is going to be the numbers from 1 to 38, inclusive of fractions. The second payload list is going to be A to Z. We should probably include capital letters and numbers, I would imagine. Probably a good idea. It's going to be a lot of requests, but we can do it. So that should work. So let's start the attack. And yeah, we've already got some stuff. That's good. Yeah, I figure if we miss out on that, we can always add parentheses. Okay, so it looks like the first word is like the first 4 letters of flag. And again, this is a very bad way of doing this. After this, we'll we'll run SQL map on it and show you how fast SQL map can do this stuff. Almost there though. The flag table is literally just 4 flags. It's literally a flag is basically what you should submit. So if we go back to the thing here, what is the flag? Okay, so we do have it, I believe. And yeah, so the 38th one isn't there. So we have 1, 2, 3. We don't have 5. We have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We have everything, I think. Okay. So what we can do, we can save the results. We just want basically... We just want payload 2. Don't want the header row. Save, I think. Should be able to do it. Test.txt maybe. Right, let's see what happens. Good. All right. If we do tr-d, is that going to work? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I just removed all the new lines. And now what we can do is just put the missing things back in. And there is the flag. And hopefully this should just work. Hooray! On the screen are my socials. Please follow me on Twitter, join the Discord server, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and of course follow me on Twitch to get alerted when I go live. You can also find all these links in the video description.